Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Dr. Carter, and wonderful choir. Can you hear me all right? I sound like I swallowed something here. Can you hear me all right? I just realized that my good friend, Dr. Dane McBride, is sitting down here. So Dane, can you stand up, or do you want to come on up here? Dane is vice chairman of the board. He was a little nervous. We were in a board executive meeting last night on the phone, and he asked about maybe coming over here and said, do you think people would think that I had been sent to sort of check up on you guys? And I said, well, everybody knows we didn't ask to come here, so if they want us to leave, we're happy to leave. If any of you want us to leave, we're happy to leave, but we're... No, we're not. We really aren't. No. So thank you for being here, Dane. Doctor, I would like to ask Diane, even though she separated herself from me up here, if she could say something about how we feel about you and about what's been going on the last few weeks.
Thank you. Oh, did I break it? No. I am so happy to be here today. I'm on my toes. Anyway, I am thrilled to be here today. We are thrilled to be here today. And that music at the beginning, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like we're bound for the promised land. And I just feel, when I looked out at each one of you this morning, I just felt like I was seeing all my friends. And I hope that you'll be able to feel like Reed and I are your friends as well. And that we're totally committed to being here with you and being together and doing everything we can to make Southern Virginia University really into the promised land. And I just want to tell you that it's been a joy to have so many of you come to the house and talk with you. We haven't had a chance yet to meet with all the students. We've just begun, only maybe 150 students, something like that, and there's so many more of you, and we're going to keep talking. We invite each one of you to come to the house. We want to hear what you think. We want to see you. We want to get to know you. We want to know where you're from and a little bit about you, your families, where you're studying, your hopes and dreams. So we're going to continue all of these meetings. We won't do any more between now and finals because word on the street is everyone's a little bit busy, right? Trying to get ready for everything that's coming up. So, but as soon as finals are over and we come back for the next semester, we're going to keep talking and listening and having a chance to learn more about you, and hopefully you will know more about us and we'll be more and more family. Families are groups of people who love each other and spend time together and care about each other. And you know that your family always has your back. And that's how we want to be, each one of us, with each one of you. I just want to say that Reed and I have talked about everything that he's going to say today. I feel exactly the same way he feels. So either I could say it or he could say it, but what's being said is from both of us. Whoa.
And exceptionally, she's going to let me say it.
No, you should say it. Yeah. I couldn't hear him. He snuck up on me. All right. Anyway, I just want to have a chance today to tell you how much we love you and how much we care about you and how much we believe in you, every single one of you. This is truly a great place. Miracles happen here. The faculty here is absolutely over the top extraordinary. Each one of you students have said that to me and to us. The staff, these great people who come at 5 in the morning and start preparing the grounds and clean the rooms and make everything ready for good places for you to study, cook your breakfast, fix your food. These are just extraordinary people. And do you know why they do it? They do it because they love you and they care about you. And all of you students who come, you get up every day, you get dressed. I try myself to take a shower. So we do the best we can. Anyway, You come to class, you study, you work, you think, you prepare, and you talk and contribute. All the pieces of this university work together. We all work together to make it so great. And they're the great CES missionaries sitting over here and some of the faculty. 1,000 cheers. You know, everybody here is just committed, and we feel it, and we're so grateful to be here with you. We love you. We will do anything we can to help you in any way we can. We hope that you'll grow to trust us and to know and feel that love that we have for you. And now I'll be really happy to listen to Reed and have him share our thoughts and feelings for you in the future of this great Southern Virginia University. So thank you for everything you've done.
Thanks, Diane. You know, the last several weeks, we have been meeting in small groups with many of you. We've had several hundred people in our home. And we've tried to listen. We've learned a lot. And we'd like to invite you to listen today. Because we need to have a candid conversation together. We've had this discussion. Diane and I have talked about it. We've talked with the great leaders, people in the President's Council here, who are here today, and in fact with the Board Executive Committee. All these people care enormously about you and about us. And we are bound for the promised land, but you know we're not there yet. When Dr. McBride is treating a patient, he'll observe the symptoms and then he'll think about treating the symptoms, but importantly, he wants to treat the cause. Because really curing the patient means treating the cause and not just the symptoms. Let me talk about some of the symptoms that we've heard and we've seen. And then let's talk about what underlies, I believe, those symptoms. So we can think about how we can get better, because everything we do here is for two reasons. One reason is to help enable good students to become great adults. And when I say good students, I don't mean necessarily super ACT scorers. I mean, to me, good students are students who are motivated and committed and want to succeed. And those may be great ACT scores. They may be people who have super GPAs from high school because they knew and their parents made sure that beginning in 9th grade they got it and they got everything right. But you know, lots of people in the world, that isn't their life experience. And the way things are now, if you're not a star in 9th grade, there are a lot of places you don't go to school. We're not, what makes good students in my mind, in our mind, is motivation and character and wanting to succeed. If you have that, this is a great place. And everything we do should be about that. It should be about helping good, motivated, success-oriented students of character to become great adults who are competent, who are capable, who are self-directed, know how to live their lives, and are attractive. That means beautiful, handsome. That means attractive to future employers. It means attractive to future graduate schools. It means attractive to guys if you're a girl, and girls if you're a guy, and bishops who are going to be in the ward, and stake presidents are going to call you as bishops and Relief Society presidents. because you know how to live life and you know how to succeed. And that's partly about academics. Academics and academic credentials are absolutely essential. But it's also about character and also about social intelligence. And we're going to talk a little more about that in a few minutes. But everything we do should be directed to that. In medicine, where I've been working, the way we keep a company on track is to always ask the question, what's best for the patient? You don't ask what's best for the company. You don't ask what's best for practice. You ask what's best for the patient, and you'll always do the right thing. And we need to train ourselves here to always ask the question, what's best for the students? That doesn't necessarily mean what they like the most. Hopefully it will. But it means what's best, as God gives us the wisdom to understand what's best, and as we listen to you. Now, here are some of these issues. I'm going to put them in 4 categories. One is a bunch of things around what I'll say honor code. There's a second thing that I'm going to call support and access to resources. There's a third one about academic opportunities. And there's a fourth group that I'll call inclusion or exclusion or communication. So, can I use my notes so I don't forget stuff that's important? Okay, honor code. Let me give you some words. Frustration, injustice, anger about honor code programs. And actually, it's really dress and grooming, right? It's not so much honor code per se, it's dress and grooming. And it's mostly about enforcement. But there are some issues with dress and grooming. There's some issues about shaving. There's some issues about, this sounds silly to be talking about this, but there are issues about shaving, there are issues about leggings and skirts. But you know what? That's part of life, and that's part of culture, and those are real issues. And you know what? We're gonna review those. We're gonna talk about those. We're gonna figure out the right thing for the university, and we'll do that with the Board of Trustees. But as far as enforcement is concerned, we control that. And here are some words: aggressive, intrusive, inconsistent, severe, abusive, embarrassing, and being done by peers. So it's peer judgment. And you know what? All those words go both ways, because for reasons that are historical, and I don't really know where it came from, but I'm certain no one designed a system to say, we're going to make people feel uncomfortable. We're going to create a judgmental system. Nobody intended for that to happen. So history doesn't matter anymore, because we're today. We're November 14th. But what has happened is a system has developed because of a series of decisions and a series of communications and second-order effects and translations that put the RAs in the position of being the police. And it's not that people don't like police, but people don't like police that are in their face all the time. So think about it. As bad as you felt about having those kind of intrusive, painful, embarrassing, difficult experiences, what it's like for them to have been asked to do that, and they know darn well how you're going to feel about it, and They feel the same way, and they don't want to do it, but they're trying to do what they've been asked to do. And I need to tell you all right now, on behalf of the university, all of you students who have had a bad experience or 100 bad experiences, getting sent home from a dance or turned away from eating lunch, or having somebody embarrass you in some situation when you were trying to do the right thing. There are a few times people deliberately did the wrong thing, but I'm talking about all the other times. On behalf of the university, I want to apologize, because that shouldn't have happened. And to the RAs who were put in the position of being asked to do that. I'm looking over here because I see some. I also want to apologize. This isn't going to happen anymore. We'll come back to this. Now, second area, support, I'm calling support and access to resources. Anybody ever had an issue with internet access? You know, where's Art? Oh, listen, we have the best IT group I've ever seen in any company. And you know what? They move the world to try to help. But there's some things they can't do because they haven't had money to do it. Fixing the internet is a question of money and access points. We haven't had the money, we don't have the money, but we're going to fix it. And it's going to start happening now, and it's going to roll out over the next, as fast as we can. I told Bob Hutch, our CFO, that I would say we'd have it done before 2017, but it's going to be a lot sooner than that. We're going to start getting it done now. There's going to be a significant difference the next semester. So you got to help us raise the money, but we're going to do this. Sometimes we have to act on faith, and that's what we're doing. We're going to make this, this needs to happen. It's 2014. Not having internet, not having good internet is like it would have been 100 years ago to not have plumbing. It is. We have to have it. So we're going to fix that. Here's another thing. It's the midnight lockup and lockout. That there's no place to go. Now I know all of you go to bed at midnight. But there are some people, like me, who don't. And when there's no place to go, it means people end up in the back seats of cars or in the lobby of the lofts on the first floor. And there's a lot of active nonverbal communication going on. So I've been telling people we need to teach nonverbal communication skills. There need to be places to hang out. There need to be places available, and especially when it's getting cold, we need to do that, and we're going to do that. So effective as soon as Bob and his group can make it happen, we're going to keep the whole student center, this arena, the SAC, all open till at least 2 in the morning. And we'll see what happens after that. Okay, now here's the deal. Here's the deal with all of this. You need to know, I and we, as the President's Council, are kind of going out on a limb to do this. We're doing it because we trust you. So don't screw it up. All right, study access. There aren't enough places to study that are quiet. And if you have to go home to your room and your roommate isn't into it, you just don't have any place. So we're going to open up some more places. We're going to find a way to do that. We're going to consolidate things that are being used so we open up some space, and that is going to happen. We're going to rework the whole space plan so there are places to study alone and in small groups and in quiet places. Lighted walking access. It's creepy coming down those stairs. And, you know, especially there's a path going back into the woods, and you can imagine Godzilla back there. Seriously, I wouldn't want our daughter coming down there. We're going to fix that. We're on that. We're going to make sure that happens as fast as it can. We can deal with that one because it's on our property. We have some issues with access for electrical lines coming some directions, but we don't in all directions. We might have to work with a big religious organization that owns some of the property to the side. Or we'll do something from above, but we're going to get that done. Diane and I, it drives us crazy. That needs to get fixed, and it's going to get fixed. This walk down Ridge Road and up, that's crazy. Here's the problem. We don't own it. The city owns it. Dominion Power has the power, and there's an agreement with the city to put sidewalks and lighting there, but it's sort of always a year away. I mean, they're doing the best they can. They don't have money any more than we do. We're going to find a solution to that problem. And I don't know yet what it is, but we understand it's a problem. And we're on that. This is a very serious one. Diet drinks. Why are there not diet drinks other than water? I don't know. But that doesn't, I mean, some people have diabetes. Some people are not anxious to drink a lot of high fructose corn syrup or sugar. There are options everywhere else in the world, and you know what? Everybody here is going to be somewhere else 5 years from now, and you'll be making your own decisions about whether you drink diet soda or not, as well as how you dress and whether you shave or not. And this is where we learn to be adults. So I think we can trust you with diet drinks. And we might even go further than that. You can use your imagination. We obviously need new dorm rooms. Bill Brady and a team are very actively engaged. We're going to have the first new dorm here by August, and it's going to be right at the base of the stairs coming down from the lofts, which will also help light that thing. And we'll have a patrol of people. No, I don't know, but we'll make sure the stairs are safe. But that dorm is going to go in. And it's going there because there are issues about optimizing the way we have to do the water drainage and all sorts of things. So that's going to go there. And then there will be another one, and then there will be another one. All these things cost money. That dorm is started up. We're finishing the approvals processes. We have the drawings. The city is working with us. City's been great. You know the name of the place next door? Stoddard? This is Bud Stoddard. Bud Stoddard and his father started the Michigan National Bank. Bud gave us the money to do that. Bud's giving us the money to get this dorm started, and we'll get the rest and get it finished. Okay, in academics, we understand and we're going to make sure. Sometimes when we think about building university, we think about building buildings. We need to build faculty. We need to build more majors. We have a fantastic core in liberal arts and sciences, and there are multiple majors that we can leverage off of that, and we're going to.
Speak more loudly, they can't hear you.
They said that although these speakers are drowning me out, some of you can't hear. Okay, am I? This one's not, this is the bad one. Norbert, can you hear? It goes in and out. All right. All right, we're going.
Louder.
Louder still.
Louder still. Do it. No, stay with the mic. Stay with the mic. Yeah, go back to the mic.
You know, Joseph Smith didn't have microphones.
Use your shout voice, President.
Oh, see, that's from
Out on the baseball team, out on the football field.
Shout voice.
Clayton knows who's next week.
Clayton, you want to come coach me? All right. This is a change of thinking.
Yes.
It's great to have friends, isn't it? This is a change of thinking. It's not a change, it's an evolution. We need to leapfrog the other old liberal arts schools, and we're going to do it in a few ways. One of those ways is we're going to build an emphasis on learning social intelligence as well as academic intelligence, because it's equally important in getting jobs and getting into graduate schools and succeeding at Harvard Business School or wherever you go. And nobody teaches it, and we're going to. We're going to pioneer in that area. We're going to do some things with technology that no one has done yet. We are creating, we have engaged, we've started a partnership with this is almost psychedelic, it keeps bouncing around. We have created a partnership with the Clayton Christensen Institute for Disruptive Strategy in Education. I don't know that there's any other university that has that relationship, and it's going to be a close relationship that's going to involve the board as well. You've heard of Khan Academy? Khan Academy and Sal Khan are good friends of that institute. And you know, most of those people live in Silicon Valley. We're going to create a Silicon Valley, Shenandoah Valley partnership. Okay. Underneath a lot of these issues that have developed over time, I'm certain no one intended these things to happen, but they kind of were allowed to happen because they're, and I'm not going to talk about history, I'm talking about today. We're going to be sure they don't happen in the future because we're going to have more communication, just like we've been doing, talking with as many of you as we've been able to. As Diane said, we're going to do that every week for the rest of our lives here because that's great for us. But we're going to expand what's called the President's Council, which is the policy approval group for the university. That's going to be expanded, and it's going to include at least 2 women. And unfortunately, there'll still be some of us men, but there will be at least 2 women involved in it. And that is going to make a big difference because you know what? Women are smart. And they think about things that men don't. Men think about things they don't too, but that's not necessarily good. And we're also we need to have something that for lack of a better term yet, I want to call a directors and department chair council. Because there are a lot of, that's maybe 20 or 25 people who are involved in leadership positions in the faculty and in the professional staff. And we want to meet with that group every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. So a lot more people are talking to us and we're talking to them and there's just more communication because you know what? When there isn't communication, there isn't trust. And when trust breaks down, everything goes someplace other than the promised land. And that is not going to happen. We talked a couple of weeks ago, a month or 2 ago, about building Zion. Zion is about unity, and it's about caring about each other and not allowing people to be left out and not allowing people to be poor in friendships or in office space. We need to do that, and we can only do that if we have a lot more communication. So we're going to have a lot more communication. So let me be clear before I finish here about dress and grooming. We still have an honor code. That's part of the soul of this university. We have a dress and grooming standard, and you know what it is? It's those 2 little paragraphs that are on that 1 page that you signed. And it says, dress appropriately for the occasion and look nice and not sloppy. And nobody's going to check your pants anymore, ladies, to see if you have zippers. That's not right. We're not going to do that. The important thing is that we're going to trust you to make the right decisions. And we're not going to have basic little nitpicky little definitions of what is right and what's not right. The reason I made that comment is in talking with the RAs, it appears that the definition of yoga pants, which are excluded, is not having zippers and pockets. Now, I don't know where that came from. But if you think about enforcing that, it's kind of ridiculous. And they've had to do that. So a long time ago, Moses had the 10 Commandments. And let me tell you an experience that wasn't quite that long ago when I was in school. When I was at university, we had a fireside, and the second counselor in the first presidency of the church came down to speak. And at the time, this is someone whose name most of you probably won't know. This is Marion G. Romney. He came down to speak, and in those days, life was a little more casual. So I and a friend actually drove up to Salt Lake and drove him down. They don't do that anymore. But we're driving down, and my friend, at the time, the big issue at BYU was dance standards. And how you have allow all these terrible, vulgar dances. So my friend said to President Romney, why don't the brethren just say, here's the line. We need a clear line that says, this is all right and this is not. And President Romney said, let's make the line the same one the Lord used when he said, keep the Sabbath day holy. He said, why didn't the Lord give us a line on that? It's because he wants us to learn to make decisions, and he wants us to learn to govern ourselves. That's about trusting you to do that. We're not going to draw those lines on most of these things. You know you don't do drugs. You know you don't do sex. You know a lot of basic things. But we're going to trust you to make good decisions. And that puts us out on a limb, but I'm willing to take that risk, and we as a President's Council are willing to take that risk because we believe in you. So please help. Please don't push against the line. Push to do the right thing. And we're going to trust you to do that. But I'll tell you what, we all signed at least that one little page, and that one little page, and that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all the stuff on the other things that talk about dress code. It's the language that's in the Strength of Youth booklet. That's what it is. That's what we do. And we're going to trust you to do that. If, however, anybody feels like that means I can do anything and I'm going to be in your face, if someone wants to deliberately, severely violate, not comply, or repeatedly, clearly not comply, we'll do the same thing that we do with academic issues when that starts to develop. There'll be an early warning. It'll end up with a chat. The chat won't be with the provost. It'll be with the dean. And everybody will be invited. Do you want to keep the commitment that you made or not? It's that simple. Everybody has a choice, but you don't have the choice to not keep the commitment and participate here. And I'm talking about deliberate, extreme, repeated stuff. It's not that I didn't have time to shave. Or it's not that I thought my dress was a little longer. So we're going to trust you. And frankly, I think leggings are fine. I think leggings make a lot of dresses modest that wouldn't have been. But you're now in charge of your lives, because 5 years from now you're going to be, and now's the time to learn when everybody's around you, have a lot of people who care about you and love you. We do. This is a special place, and we are going someplace. You're on the front row. The train's leaving today, and actually it's the trek that's leaving today. But we are going, and we're going to get where we want to go. We're going to get to Zion, and it's built on faith. You know, faith built this building. That's why Paul said faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. Faith is what will build Zion here. And now it's time for us to go. And we're going to go, and we want you all to come with us, and you've got a front row seat. and you're going to see some exciting things, I believe, over the next few years. And we'll keep talking about it. We'll keep listening to you. But we love you very much. This is right because the hand of heaven has been involved in starting and maintaining this place. It's a miracle what's happened here. And you can't imagine what this will be 100 years from now. 100 years ago, this was Stanford University. This was Mazer Academy. There are fantastic things ahead for you and for this place, and we're going to start that trek now. Thank you for trusting us. We're going to trust you, and we're really, really glad to be able to be here with you. And I know this is a forum, but I want you to know that I know that our Heavenly Father is real, and He cares about you, and He is your Father, just like He's my Father. And if we could see Him today, He would walk, and He would talk, and He would smile like we do. And you know, I was in a room with President Monson. He said, you know, Jesus is a happy man. And we need to be happy, and we're going to be happy. And I bear testimony and say that, and thank you all in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.